This is why plyometrics are holding your vertical back. Most athletes, especially hoopers, especially bowlers, when they want to jump higher, the first thing they go to is plyometrics because that's what a lot of people post about online when they're trying to teach people to jump higher. And fair enough, plyometrics they do work and they can work, especially if you're new to the game of jumping higher. But we're here to tell you why it's not the best way to go in terms of your training and why doing too many plyometrics and doing them in the wrong way can absolutely hold you back from progressing as fast as possible and also in the long term as well. Now, the main reason for this is because simply most athletes, they're not going out and jumping enough. They're not going out and sprinting enough. And these two exercises, doing actual dunk reps, doing actual jump reps, going out and sprinting, they're going to be way better and get way better results than just doing plyometrics. One, because sprinting, I would say, is the best plyometric. We've made podcasts about this before. Nothing's faster than sprinting. The speed
Yep.
you undergo when you're sprinting, no plyometric is as fast. The forces, everything like that, it's just the best. If you want to find out more about this, go watch our past podcasts on this. And jumping is a skill. So the more you rep that skill, the better you're going to get at it. So the problem with doing plyometrics and doing too many of them is you have only so much load you can undergo in a week. So if you take too much of that loading up through doing plyometrics, then you're not going to be jumping enough, I guarantee it. Then you're not going to be sprinting enough, guarantee it. And they're the two best things that are going to give you the best results possible. And jumping and dunking is a huge, huge skill. So if you're not repping it enough, you might jump a little bit higher from doing plyometrics, but you're going to jump up there and what's going to happen? You're going to fucking suck at dunking. You're going to be missing dunks because you're not skilled enough. You need to be practicing it. Your finishing is going to suck. You're probably not going to know how to windmill. You're probably not going to know how to tomahawk. You're not going to know how to dunk in traffic because you're not getting the reps under your belt. What are your thoughts, Tom?
It's not even that. It's like, yeah, they might get you jumping higher in the first week or couple weeks, but again, long term, getting your jump reps in and like literally spamming them, obviously making sure you're healthy when you do this, but jump reps are going to give you a better return on your investment, on your time. And you don't want to waste your, elastic contacts on something that's going to literally give you worse return. For 99% of people, jumping, jumping yourself, whether it's 1 foot, 2 foot, whatever, going to make you a better athlete. It's going to set you up better for the future because you get all those jump reps in nice and early. Later on, all the other stuff is going to work that even bit better.
No, absolutely. So when you do start doing more plyometrics, when you do start strength training, you're going to have way more of a background, like you were saying, Tom, in jumping.
Mm.
So then that stuff will literally transfer and work better when you go to jump because you reinforce that pattern more and you've underwent more volume doing that specific task. So anything that's more general in nature, like the strength work, like the plyometrics, is just going to transfer better. And we've seen that with athletes we've trained. It's a big reason why Calvin, the bowler we trained recently, has added
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 inches to his vertical in 1 to 2 months because of this. He had a little bit of jumping under his belt in the past, and we got him prioritizing jumping and sprinting more so. And he didn't really do too many plyometrics, did he, Tom?
No,
No.
not really. No, to be honest.
And his vertical is absolutely exploded. And we've experienced the same thing with other people we've trained in the past. It's the same scenario. Even Mr. Kilgannon himself, same situation. Very early on in his career, all he did was jump, 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 jump. His vertical went up a lot. The minute he started doing more plyometrics and strength training and sprinting, the vertical exploded even more because it just
Yeah,
transferred
bro.
almost
He's
immediately
like the
so
best
well.
example of that, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. Even you, Tom, another example. What happened?
Yeah. Bro, like I don't I literally think I got to like a 47, 48-inch vertical without doing, traditional plyometrics that you would think of. Like the only plyometric I really did was sprinting. And that's about it. Like I've only started experimenting within the last like 2 months doing plyometrics, like depth drops. Like I may have done like, I don't know, one set of them when I first started out because I didn't know what I was doing. But it didn't take long, within my first week of training where I just realized that, jumping itself is going to give me the best return. And I just went out and did that hundreds and thousands of times, tens of thousands of times.
No, for sure. And depends on your goals as well. Like if you're a volleyball player, that's kind of already happening in your sport. But
Mm-hmm.
for a basketball player, most basketball players do not nearly max effort jump enough or really at all, to be honest. I played
Yeah.
basketball from the age of 6 until 22, and really, I barely maxed effort jumped, to be honest. Like, I tried to dunk a few times, tried to touch the rim a few times, but I was every now and then, it was, to be honest, barely. It wasn't nearly regular enough. So, like, what you need to do is you need to, every single week, as long as you're not injured, jump. Do it
Yeah,
in
man.
the layup lines. Try to do it in games as well. You don't have to dunk, but just try to lay the ball up as high as possible. You need to get these reps under your belt and prioritize it at all costs over doing something like plyometrics if you're all about seeing results, if you're all about trying to actually jump higher and not plateau. Because
Bro, even on like you guys, for those that are listening that play basketball, it doesn't just have to be, in-game dunks or like high layups. It can literally be, you see the ball go up on a missed shot and go get that rebound. A lot of the time you might be tired, so you're like, oh, okay, I'll go get it. If it lands near me, it lands near me. But like, use this as a time to get a good max jump in. Literally jump as high as you can and try and meet the ball earlier in the air. That's just another way you can get those jumps in. You'll already be warm, so it's perfect. Go get them done.
this is how players like John Morant and Anthony Edwards, they're so good at jumping because they've actually max effort jumped so much in their career and tried to do it
Yeah.
every game. John Morant is trying to dunk the ball like an absolute maniac. Anthony
Bro,
Edwards probably
yeah.
not to that extreme, but he still tries to do it every game. And that's why they're so good at it because they rep the skill. It's
Yeah. Especially when they're young, bro.
as
Like I
simple as
guarantee
that.
you they were jumping after practice, they were jumping during practice. They probably had a low rim at their house. But I guarantee you, if you put like all the NBA players on the current roster and which NBA players have the most jump reps in, like max jump reps in, I'd say the top 10 highest jumpers in the NBA, more than likely at least 5 to 10 of those guys would have the most reps of max jumps.
No, for sure. And then when they combined it, like this training footage of John Morant online, when he combined that with doing plyometrics, low level ones, more intensive ones, and then he started to strength train more as he got in the NBA, his verticals gone up and maintained even in season with all that fatigue, but that wouldn't have happened if he didn't
Mm,
get the reps under his belt. Like the amount of basketball players that come to us and they played basketball their whole life, yet their 2 foot jump absolutely sucks and they can't dunk is insane. Is insane. And that's just because they just haven't repped the skill enough. You got to treat, if you want to become a really good jumper and a really good dunker and be athletic, you need to treat it like shooting a basketball. How many times a week do you shoot a basketball?
exactly. Exactly,
Your
bro.
body probably can't handle jumping that much and you shouldn't do it that much. So don't go do 1,000 jump ropes a week because you're going to speed run to having fucking knee pain,
Bro,
and
yeah.
you're going to need to sign up with us and get our coaching because we're going to have to fix that. So if you want that, click the link below. If you got knee pain, we can help you out and help you dunk. But getting back to my point, yeah, you got to treat it like shooting a basketball. We got to rep it like a lot, a lot. Otherwise, you're going to get to the point where you're 25 years old, you still haven't dunked, and you suck at dunking, and then you're in the comment section of all these athletic trainers, YouTube videos and Instagrams, oh, like, can you reply to my message? Like, how's my jump technique? Or you're DMing them, how's my jump technique? If you just rep jumping when you're younger, thousands and thousands of times, probably
Wouldn't
have
be an issue.
good jump technique for yourself right now. And when I say for yourself and unique to you, there's no universal way you have to jump higher. Like, yeah, there might be people out there saying, oh, you have to jump this certain way in order to, and there's this way only. That's bullshit. There's plenty of examples of different jump styles, jumping 48 inches plus, 50 inches plus, he just
I was
tested
literally about to say, bro.
the world's
Literally world
highest
record. Yeah.
vertical and he's jumping 51 inches. And you could say his jump technique is a little bit unorthodox, but it works for
Yeah.
him. Got the highest vertical in the world. Can't argue with that too much. And anyone that goes to say, oh, he would jump higher if he changed his technique to this
Oh,
or fine tune
jeepers, yeah.
this, man, probably not.
No, definitely
Probably
not,
not,
bro. But
So,
but like that's the thing, man. Like talk is cheap. Like anyone can go online and make a post. Duck would be jumping 54 inches if he, lengthened his penultimate and, changed his technique. But it's like, bro, it's very easy just to say that. Like, if you truly believe that, man, go and do it yourself. You go jump 54 inches with your perfect technique.
no, for sure. Like a huge part of my progression as well as an athlete has been trying to play catch up on the jump reps. Because, like I said, I played basketball from 6 till 22 and I couldn't dunk because I barely maxed effort jump. So, huge part of my training has been prioritizing that to a stupid amount, far more than athletes that did get those reps in through their childhood and teenage years. Because like I said, I've had to play catch up. And I'm here, hopefully, telling you from the future, go out and
Yeah.
fucking jump, bro. Go out and fucking jump. And I don't care if I have to say this 1,000 more times on podcast and post, people need to hear it. You don't need to be doing plyometrics. You don't need to be doing depth jumps. You don't need to be doing all this shit unless you've jumped thousands of times. And even
Yeah.
before doing those things, combine the jumping, going out and actually max effort sprinting, not conditioning, not running up the court at 75, 80, 90%, 100% effort up the court as fast as you can, then resting fully to the point where you're not puffed out anymore. That's what you should be doing. And combining that
Quality.
with the jumping, and then once you've done those two things and you have a good base of athleticism, then you start sprinkling in strength training. Then you start sprinkling in plyometrics, and then that's how you become a freak.
Yeah. Bro, I actually believe that like any male, any able-bodied male, if they get their jump reps in at an early age, max jump reps in, like we're saying, maybe like 15 onwards, they get enough jump reps in. I think any male could literally jump 40 inches. And I really believe that. Like, obvious, assuming they're not like an insane BMI or anything like that, think, yeah, 99.9% of people can work towards a 40-inch vertical. And I mean that with my heart.
I would say there's some exceptions. So if you're that guy that didn't do anything in your childhood, you played no
Yeah.
sport, you just sat,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
studied, played video games, you didn't go out and do any sort of activity, yeah, but you got no chance of jumping
Well, yeah,
40 inches.
you're cooked.
Maybe
I
not
mean,
even,
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
not even 30.
yeah. No, that's why I started it and I said, assuming they've got their max jumps in. So if you're like, if you're a teenager and you're listening to this, you can almost, make sure that you get a 40-inch vertical at some point in your life. Just go jump, bro. Please. Please.
Yeah, okay. So if you're like 15 years old and you're listening to this and you're doing plyometrics right now, but you're not jumping at least 50 times a week, you're shooting yourself
Literally.
in the foot if you want to be good at
Hmm.
dunking. Shooting
If you
yourself
want
in
to be
the
good at
foot.
jumping, bro.
Pardon?
If you want to be good at jumping full stop, if you want to jump high, you're shooting yourself in the foot if you're not getting your max jumps in.
No, definitely. Definitely. So if you guys want help and you want guidance on how to do this, I think we've ranted enough about this. So if you guys want help and you want a guaranteed way to jump higher, click the link down below. You can apply for coaching. If you just want daily I'm talking game changing free advice every single day to your inbox, like practical advice that you can apply and you'll literally jump higher from for 100% free. And you also get a free workout. That's also linked down below. So sign up for that. If you don't sign up for that, I don't know, man. I'm obviously not serious about jumping higher. So if
The
you're
wrong
serious about jumping
podcast for
higher,
you, bro. Like, what are you
it's
doing here?
free. There's not really any excuse. Free program, free daily tips. Get that. Sign up for that. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode. We hope this helped you out.
All right, guys. See you later.